Hello, welcome to my third match of season 71 playing against JNails. Been a couple weeks since we got a match in, but did the rules change? I don't think the rules changed. Loading game, very good. Don't have a game. Guess I'll refresh. Oh my god. Okay. This is a kingdom. It has some cards. I can't open exploration. Guess I can open Fisherman River Shrine, which is pretty good. What is the thing? Rapid expansion. That's the play it. Lack of plus buy. Only extra gains was team augment, I guess. So there's a way to get excuse me, there's a way to get like duchies, but that's it. Otherwise you can just buy a province and you can mill out provinces, I guess. That's the only thing you have, which is not particularly exciting. I mean, you could open Tmog also. It wouldn't be unreasonable. Could even open Flag Bearer and try to hit a mint. Excuse me. If you draw the Tmog first, it's probably a little better than the River Shrine. We hit 4, which is difficult to do, but I'm going to mint here and then look for a T-Mog on the reshuffle. I don't really know if this works. As far as a path to build up. But it's probably not unreasonable. I don't know. There's like it would be kind of nice to have a crossroads. It would have been really nice to have exploration in here. One, two. I'm like a little bit too thin. Never sounds exactly right, but want to be able to buy. Well, it's not that important. 1, 2, 3, 5. Probably should have trashed the copper. Need a way to make 1, 2. I don't know if I'm going to be able to draw this gold this turn. I mean, I could. There are ways I could draw it for sure. I gotta think. A rice broker. This is gonna be like a T-Mog situation. Whatever that means. Um, I'm gonna have to blow up the swamp shacks, but we could almost make it work, but we can't. feel like my previous turn I could have done something better. But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I mean, between the mills and the whatever, I think I was probably fine. Also, apparently something not great happened for JNails because he resigned. I couldn't tell you exactly what it was. With Ox, kind Emperor. When the Emperor is kind. A lot of crazy stuff, but you can't like not play it. It's too many points, even if you're like drawing your opponent's deck for them, essentially, over and over again. You can't like underplay it and beat them. There's not a path towards that. Guess you could try opening workshop. This is gonna be all a bit awful. Not awful. It's just everything's here, and so someone's gonna get ahead. You know, that'll be that probably. Oh no. I get nothing. I don't know if it was worth it or not. Maybe it was just stupid. Well, there's some ups. I mean, if you draw the workshop right, I guess it's just like buying a 4. What is the upside? Maybe I just didn't think this through in any capacity. That's very possible. Looks like I should have got a... Well, no, there's way the Ox. It doesn't matter. You can go a little bit crazy. I'm not sure I thought my journey through in any... I mean, I guess I play the workshop sooner and play these other buys a little sooner, but... feel great about not being the person with a pilgrim, Workers Village pilgrim. Maybe drew... I guess they probably didn't draw the monkey. You'd probably play it pretty quick if you had, but... They've got to buy cards sometime. That's just a fact. This is pretty good, getting the first 2 King's Courts. Now everybody just draws their deck, and it's like a race to see who, both a race and slash seeing where the points turn out. Slash seeing if you can pile out in like a single turn. Don't know. And maybe should have. I can always gain the bishop. Maybe should have gained a bishop rather than the workers' village. Gonna be able to king workshops. That would be 6 of those. I can draw them all. I have to score. That's true. do 7 more gains. But we're trying for king king again. Oh, well, no, those will be gone. This last card is a workshop. King king gets a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough. We need to try. Oh, that one doesn't come off. I was miscounting. I thought this King's Court would come off, but it doesn't stop in time. So I just miscounted the gains. Whoops. Well. Otherwise it would work. What do we have? We have 23, we have 5. Yeah, it's just short. Guess unless we can get. No, it's just short. There may have been a way to do it, but I didn't find it. Probably involved the bishops. Or perhaps farmers markets. If we just get another King's Court. Yeah, if we like get a bunch of money from farmers markets. That's possible actually. Anyway, I messed this up. I'm just gonna check, but I don't think there's an out. We're capped at 5 gains, so that's not enough to pile anything or win anything. I was probably in a winning position. But not the path. I was thinking I would get to do king king, and that would have worked, but that's like 4 more gains than I had. I'll have to go back and check if there's a path to like piling the king courts with farmers market or something. I don't know. Not my best. There probably was some other path. There had to have been a better one than that, right? What's peril? So there is some pretty good. I guess you could do Forger might be a little better. It's a decent peril target later, but Silver's a little nicer for Envoy. A lot of stuff to do here. Well, not really. It's just Smithy draw plus Groundskeeper. If you get ahead. I was thinking Monkey would resolve, but it doesn't actually resolve until you're up to your opponent's turn. So. Also, Journey just forces stuff to stay in play, right? It's not even that. It's just that Journey's things stay. Oops. Very bad. I am curious if there's a... I think I would not be mad at Forager or Silver. I can't really think of other things. I don't think Aristocrat's correct. I don't think Candlestick Maker is correct. Candlestick Maker is the one that's like probably closest. You just want to buy the 4s and the 5s is the thing, and so... Or trash down so that, and have something that you could maybe peril eventually. Those seem reasonable. Aristocrats so far. I mean, the Aristocrat's just bad here. You have better ways of doing what the first two Aristocrats do. Not much more than that. Otherwise, I think I guess I could have done a copper there. I never know the order on those things to try because there are some upsides to doing it one of two ways. One of the two ways. JNails did buy an Aristocrat here and have it immediately pay off, which is awful. But what can you do? Or I think it's awful. JNails probably thinks it rules. But this hurts quite a bit. When you put the Necropolis and hit it on your Smithy, big Smithy, immediately. Compared to my turn. I can at least take friendly here. I'm not going to trigger this. I'll probably friendly and blessed. The friendly in town would be reasonable too. And I don't think the Aristocrat's bad or anything. If you only have $3, it looks like a good buy. It's just unfortunate that it hit is all. Unfortunate for me. I don't know how important the peril is. Puzzle box, of course, is nice. I don't really need buy right now. I don't really need draw on right now either. Silver is still in here. We technically is not really the word. Orb. Hopefully we find one of those. I don't even mind paralleling. We see two cards. I don't even really mind paralleling the invoice either if we're at the point where we have 1 million of them. I wouldn't mind having a forger. We've honestly both had pretty good shuffles. I guess my one shuffle was a little sad, but you gotta be kidding me. So this is sad because now we have the... We search for a field, I guess. Because now this may end up... Okay, well we do hit enough to go there, which is something. Yeah, that's a little rough too, right? It's a bad reshuffle if we play both of these. We kind of have to. And it's going to have a silver in it. We did remove one card from it, but still. It's a really awful... I guess we get to just play the invoice and clear the shuffle a little bit. Maybe parallel a bunch of things. Yeah. There's something. It's just... We'll have to play through it because there's no draw on it. If we got fields, though, that would have been crazy. Fields really, even like suns would have been a really big deal. I guess suns wouldn't have helped that much. Mostly because it wouldn't have actually triggered a shuffle. Also orb something here too if we have... Well, there's not going to be anything in the discard, but... I'm a bit surprised at the keep of the candlestick maker, though I didn't count the money, so who knows. Yeah, like we have to play this, even though it's just gonna draw that crap. We don't have an option. Okay. Where are we at? Sword is nice. It's the puzzle box a little bit. Is it too late for a forger? We still get some value out of it. I am dying on not finding Village Smithy, but that's what you get when you play with only one single card trasher, I guess. Doesn't look like JNails' turn is very good either. And JNails is much thinner than me. So JNails has more, well, and also a lot less villages, to be fair. one necropolis and then like one blessed village, I guess. So maybe two. I don't know. Maybe two. Ooh, shield could be nice. Could shield my sword. How thematic. This turn's gonna look so different if there's a Imperial Envoy on top. Like, maybe game winning, but there sure ain't. I guess JNails could puzzle box their shield if they really wanted to not be sworded. Nobody's even touched the groundskeepers yet. And the piles are pretty low. So that could become an issue. I guess they're not that low, but we do have a lot of buy. And some incentive to like keep buying the little two and killing it. I don't know if JNails walked away or what. Nope. That could be useful. So JNails has some kind of debt as well. It's gonna probably get another. Okay, but I can get the last of those, which is nice. And pretty easily. Okay. Okay. So, we do get the sword. I don't know if there's... It's like, I haven't played the Forger yet. Right? Two... It should be two... coppers? No, it was one. What is the other? Did I play? Oh, I Flames Gift it. Yeah, so this cost me a little money and was not worth drawing over at all. I guess if we do Bounty Hunter, if we buy a Blessed Village, we could get a little bit more money out of it. Versus, but that really is pushing the piles. So we have to think about scoring, because that just leaves 6 candlestick makers, or, well, there would be 2 blessed villages left, so it's not the craziest thing, but so what would that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at -2. We gotta give us 2. So then the rest is money. So 5, 11. Which could be a peril and a province. Now I have a shield. Oh, I meant to... I won't ask for it. I meant to not do this. I really meant to rebuy the Blessed Village. I should have, if anything, I should have trashed or yeah. Whatever. I won't ask. It's info. We may get lucky, but we did get lucky. But I should have just been a little more careful. It was very stupid. But I did not get like super badly punished for it. At least in this particular spot. Or at least from just the initial hand, we may get punished for it. In another way. I don't know. I may have been too early too, and should have been on the groundskeepers. You don't need a whole lot of them before the estate stuff starts looking very, very good points wise. Though obviously I'm hoping to, if you can't get 2 of them here, it's not as scary. I'm obviously hoping to have some 3-pile threat. Well, I am just lucky. I don't really deserve this, but I'm going to accept it nonetheless. What do we have in? I wish I had my deck tracking down such that I could actually remember what's in here. But yeah, should have probably left that. So we do have a lot of buys. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but it is true. JNails did hit the shield. How much money is it to pile some of this stuff out? Well, that's a lot of money. The doubloons is very good. I guess if JNails can get the Blessed Villages and the estates, JNails wins. I don't know if he has enough money for that, but maybe. This isn't a lot of debt. I mean, very concentrated money. The hammer is huge. I didn't count it because counting is a pain in the butt. But I could believe it. I mean, the sword obviously helped hugely for not having to play another thing. Okay, this is probably not enough money to do that. Oh, they set the hammer. No, they didn't. No, they did set the hammer aside. That's kind of weird. They got a hammer, right? I'm not imagining that. Maybe you can repay debt at any time, and JNails was just doing the math. So it looks $3 short. Actually, buys short too. So that's not so terrible. But does have, say, double province that is, you know, more points than mine. We'll be ahead by 1. I don't know how much money or buys I have. 12, 20. Like 25 would win. JNails doubles. I guess the good news is JNails does have the one groundskeeper isn't like necessarily the difference that winner wins or loses, and JNails does have a little more stoppage, so fewer. Now adding some, so that makes a difference. More stoppage, but it does have that puzzle box. And ooh, that was scary. I don't know. Me. The buys, not necessarily that many. There's still another. I need to just look at what my treasure plays were. Plays 2 silvers, 2 coppers. My shield is still down in here. We don't move the we don't move these piles, then JNails won't have a pile necessarily. Okay, we've bottom decked the shield, unfortunately. But it does net a little money to draw it, so I guess we'll do that. We could have got this with $2 more. It was possible. And have a Imperial Envoy or Blessed Village bottom decked. So we have 6 debt. That's a lot of debt. So those are gone. Then 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 14, 15, 18. We'll just, yeah, this doesn't really count. 19, 20. Just certainly not enough to win. So we can't really lower anything. Could buy like a town or something and it would be all right. Wouldn't be safe. We could go like province, duchy, town. Well, we could go like province, town, groundskeeper. I don't think JNails has triple, so we don't have to necessarily. How do they do that twice? That's infuriating. That is actually infuriating. I mean, we don't have to do any of that, I suppose. We could just triple groundskeeper. JNails didn't add buys and was buys short, I think, as well. I guess the JNails may have a little more money now. Because they do have one of the aristocrats in the trash. I was going to say they have 3 aristocrats, but that's not actually true. They do have some draw that can be played as non-aristocrat draw that isn't, you know, money canceling draw, so there is that. I'm so mad about the stinking shield being in the 6 cards or the 5 cards every time. I've been very lucky on my Village Smithy stuff for like that very first shuffle. Well, not okay. In the middle, in the late, I have been very lucky. There was that one shuffle in particular where I didn't rebuy Blessed Village that I meant to rebuy it. That was pretty bad. Can also buy like a lot of estates if I want to. Just as like a pretty solid points play. Though it could backfire. And I actually removed a stop card, so I'm actually, or 2 stop cards. So I'm actually maybe it's sort of like adding money in the sense that it means you may not have to play one of your Imperial Envoy. I guess if you get the forest is still in there, so I guess if you hit forest, you might just win. Yeah, I mean, if you have, I don't know what the last card is, but well, I mean, it's got to be an Imperial Envoy, right? Otherwise, you'd probably have played it. So if you get forest, you can win, I suppose. It's like a 25% chance. It's not unreasonable. I think forest, I don't know for sure, but I think it's in there. Earth is gone. I guess the problem, I mean, and if you hit it, if you don't hit it, I mean, you can still double province, so that probably just loses on the spot. Where's the is there Forager dead? They're Foragers. If you, I mean, if you're JNails, you might estimate your chances of winning at less than 25%. And if you do, then you'd go for it. I would certainly do what JNails is doing and think about the lines and see if there's a line that you feel like is better than that. I mean, my deck is like big enough that things could whiff. Oh, well, they have the buys anyway. Why did they play both of them? You didn't need both of them, right? No, you did need both of them. Well, I missed a buy somewhere. I could have obviously gotten a province and then seen what happened from there. That's okay though. What does panic do? Because there's Mountain Shrine in the opening. They kill a Necropolis eventually. Get your plus buy from copper. Copper. Yeah, this is a okay board. Yeah, I should have just. I was missing a buy somewhere. I mean, I didn't count them out real closely. So. I don't know why I thought 7. I don't know why I thought where they had stopped it was already enough, because that wasn't true either. Where they had stopped, the hammer on a forest gift wouldn't have worked. That would have been still a buy short. I think it was 6. You needed 8 gains. This can't be that hard of an opening. there's like 2 cards you might want to buy. We're gonna have panic up pretty fast. They didn't draw the church, which is nice for them, I guess. Definitely nice for them. I guess I could invest in something. Like invest in conspirators or specialists or something. Of course. You already knew that was going to happen. First turn good, next couple turns only so. This turn especially sad, but not too surprising. Well, that does a little help. Maybe everyone will just invest forever and ever. I could blow up the Necropolis. How much do I care about that? I really don't know what you buy or the order of buys here. You want I mean, you could invest in a lot of things, to be honest. But like, when you want what, I do not know. You can invest in fortresses. You just have to balance all of this against the putting a card into your deck. This is always a little hard. It's a nice draw. That's a nice draw. That's an unfortunately nice draw. Those. Oh, they did that. Those are going to be gone. This is one of them. Kind of want to kill him. I love Kelm. I don't really know why. One more dollar here would have been nice. $8 would be very different. The church is kind of stupid now. I wanted a different outcome than this, but that's okay. I do love Kelm. Maybe they'll buy a specialist. I'm pulling both the specialists. We're going for that. I feel like the too big of a deal here. You need, I guess you don't have to have coppers. You probably want one, maybe two. I don't know. One is like not real plus buy, which is kind of where I'm at. So you can specialist it later. I could trash this. I don't think I will. Hmm. 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 This is stupid. This is an unfortunate draw. But we'll make do. We had a really lucky turn, good turn, good lucky turn. We could have gotten. Let's keep drawing this copper. Which is not helping. Okay. Hmm. We'll have to watch out. Well, they don't have a lot of specialists. We'll have to watch out for the kiln pile out, but other than that, it's okay. I don't know if JNails has enough specialists to do this. My guess is no. But I didn't count. My guess is the plus action is going to be. But I did not count any of it. And I probably shouldn't have gained that last conspirator. Just to be on the safe side. But it's done now. I would be sad if it was like that was the margin. That one conspirator is the margin. I mean, I also gained a fortress that I probably didn't, strictly speaking, have to gain. A lot of potential stupidity there. But hopefully it just can't be sequenced in a way that makes it work. But obviously can it at a bare minimum, like double promise. I would think. Actually, it doesn't have a huge amount of money. There's 2 kilns. Let's count. There's 2 kilns, 2 coppers, a church, a necropolis, maybe 2 specialists. I don't even know. They may only have 1 specialist. I have a lot of specialists. 1. I played them all, and then I played them all that I had. So let's just count the plays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So probably 2 specialists. This no specialist means the village. I think the villages will be an issue, but we'll find out. This is getting, you know, scary close. Well, actually, the good news is it's way more than what was needed. So, or a little bit more than what was needed, actually. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't have to be like super, super sad. Now, if I had, no, actually, it was pretty close, wasn't it? They only had $2. It would have been, yeah, that may have been too much, that last conspiracy. Now, obviously, JNails didn't have to like search the whole thing out. There may have been a loose gain, so somewhere along the line. I don't know that there was. Oh yeah, the other specialist was on their mat. Yeah. I'm throwing this. This could have, I won't say easily, but I could be up 4-0 at this point, with some cleaner play. Way the rats. Doesn't mean anything, but it exists nonetheless. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Coastal Haven. I don't think. Guess you can set aside a copper. Killmaster and that display stuff. I guess display stuff is the final form of this, probably. I'm not gonna check. I'm gonna check the one, but I'm not gonna check everything. There are definitely some lines that the problem is you have to see what your opponent would do in response, and it's just too much of a pain to do that in the reload game interface. But I didn't see all the money at the end there, but like it looked like it would have been short if I didn't gain the conspirator. Not gains wise, but money. But also there were some kiln gains in there that weren't necessarily, I guess they were just chains, so it wasn't like they counted against the total, but they didn't help the pile out. They gave money, but the kilns themselves didn't pile out. I think for sure if you remove the fortress and the conspirator, then there's no pile out for JNails, but maybe even just one of them, one or the other, and it's clean. I think the big thing for me is just that like you can kick off a turn just with specialist in hand. So I didn't necessarily need like a fortress for consistency, and I don't know that I used the actions on that turn either to play anything. So, and of course I would have had a lot of extra gains available. I don't know what JNails had, if at the max of money. I don't know if there was a triple province or not. I don't remember what the totals were there. Spent 10, bought like, it was probably pretty close to it. I think you just go for the displays. Brennus is not unreasonable. I mean, all of the 5s besides distant lands are okay to put into the deck at different points. Bane of 4 displays is kind of funny because the goals never actually leave your deck. Like you do have to hold them if you want to gain provinces. I don't know that you'll ever really care about that, or if we'll just kind of churn through the piles and have distant lands, you know, leads. But it's definitely this Herald hits, we could be in big business. We're pretty okay anyway. It wouldn't be an unreasonable thing to do way of the rat there. I guess I'm gonna do one mining village. I'm not sure that's correct. I guess we could get a rats. Maybe we wait. Then another herald at the bottom here? Maybe. Guildmaster may be a little silly. That sucks for JNails. Awesome for me. What is all this crap? Oh, it's fine. I do need an apprentice. For sure. Or just another displace. Either one. Probably not playing either one. Oh, it looks like I may. Okay. Or actually, whoops. Could get a Herald. I don't want to. I'm winning again. I don't want to lose. So stupid. We almost need the guaranteed act plus action. I guess the other thing is mostly guaranteed anyway. Didn't he know there wasn't a Herald? Maybe it just didn't matter. Maybe he wanted a copper in the discard. I guess that seems a little weird, but what do I know? I'm gonna say no for. Okay. I also don't want to get 3-piled weirdly. You know? I wouldn't be good. know the rats can run whenever. I've mucked this up for sure. That was not as good as I could have played that last, but I was kind of, can't say I was playing fast, but I was playing faster than whatever amount I would have to have played to play it better. It was fine. It was just not that good. Okay. So what are we trying to pile out here? Just the rats in the mining villages? Should be doable. can't wait till I mess this one up too. Oh my gosh. It's like pretty close to just being in hand, I think, but like we only need to do, let's just play it. Stupid. Do I have to play a card? Gains or rats? I don't know why this was such a struggle for me, but it was. Oh my gosh. I should have, man. I've had good enough luck and played like cleanly enough through the starts and middle of these games to be, but I just botched the end game like 3 times in a row. I do not have the 4-3, so that's a little sad. I don't know what you open in that case. Could go like Silk Merchant, whatever. In the other case. Margrave probably not super relevant. Excuse me, sorry, pardon me. Mountain Shrine 2, probably okay. I think you probably take the Guardian. There's some wild and wacky things one can do. Actually, the payload, when it's just invasion, I guess, for getting loots, the payload is relatively weak. The draw are pretty weak, actually, period. But the acceleration draw stuff is very good. So, it'll be a fast one. Gonna hit me on the next one. I guess it's not a huge deal where it's hitting me there. The sad thing is it's not gonna matter because I have the estates, but the sad thing, of course, is that I have the no estate trash mountain shrine, which sucks, but what can you do? Probably Silk Merchant. I mean, you could do cavalry, I suppose. Um, just flourishing trades up, you just slam the silk merchants. I mean, you're kind of slamming them before that anyway, but. I did find Margrave on the reshuffle. That's really good. Snake Witch seems not worth a coffer. I could try to draw Guardian. That's pretty good. It's not great though. I need Silk Merchants really bad. I mean, the other obvious buy would have just been the Silk Merchant. But it's probably good that I didn't. JNails will unlock Flourishing Trade next turn. Our decks aren't that good. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of stupid stuff. I don't really like sacrifice all that much. I mean, it's fine. It's. I guess the timing. I don't mind a sacrifice in the deck. I don't think I would have bought it just yet. But. So I could blow up. I can hold, or I can blow up, and I am gonna get. The problem is I'm gonna get attacked, but also the other problem is, even if I do the reshuffle, it's not like I have that good a shot of getting through to anything. Not really. And it's not even clear what you're getting through to do. Like if I just trash the cavalry and buy a cavalry and go into the shuffle, we could easily just draw 2 coppers and be sad. Pretty sad. On the other hand, this is of course terrible. or a terrible turn. And then I guess on the other hand, getting hit by the Margrave wouldn't have been that bad. Now this is not great. This is a cute trick. I would have seen that it hit. I would have cavalried and played the Margrave, or I would have thought about it anyway. All right, fair is fair. This was pretty nice as a concept. Somebody's eventually going to blow up one of these silk merchants and then be in the world where everybody's silk merchants do all these things. I could be that guy. I could be the person to do it right now. I mean, they're going to blow one up for sacrifice anyway. So, it's not too crazy to want to do it anyway. What do we got? 710. Whether we want to spend a villager or the money on this, the question. Actually, that sucks. Hammer is so good here. Staff and hammer are super. I mean, staff is almost all best loot, but the maybe not always on champion boards. Hammer is so brutal. I don't really get the island, but what do I know? I have to do this. That's a stupid thing. This doesn't even get me to anything. I still don't have. I guess I could have toiled something. You toil the sacrifice. What is going on? I mean, it's just a bunch of silk merchants, I guess. I mean, if we find the sacrifice early, it looks very different here. But we didn't, so it doesn't. It's not clear what, like, looping around even does for me now. The hammer's so brutal. Hammer is probably just losing. Actually, I was probably losing before the hammer, but the hammer is going to make it easy. Unless JNails. Island was so weird. But whatever. Like, it's not crazy. I just think it's worse than the other 4s. They probably never really come up, but there are potentially cavalry hunting lodge kind of shenanigans. It's pretty hard for it to... I think it's probably pretty hard for it to matter a whole lot. But to do another invasion. If it's another hammer, I'll just resign. Nah, I won't resign at this point. It's last game. I'll want to resign. I already kind of want to resign. What do you put on top here? Shield, yeah. Well, that doesn't matter too much. Do I even have 10? I do have 10. I can do that thing. I haven't... You could get to an invasion attack play matter too. That'd be kind of funny. Snake Witch and Margrave, you could have that happen and have it matter. It wouldn't even be like that much of a stretch. Wouldn't even be that weird. Like if it happened early in your turn and you just want to do it and gain a cavalry and go on, you know? It would be pretty reasonable. We are going to die here, unfortunately. Thanks, Sword. Thanks, Sword. I'm probably underplay. Like, there's not a really good reason to like save 2 villagers, so I probably underplay the turn a little bit. I say that there are some good reasons to save 2 villagers, which is that you need to play those 2 cards. I wonder if you add a second Margrave just explicitly for this invasion situation. We're gonna have 3 pile very, very soon. Of course. What else? Why wouldn't you also get a staff? What did I get? Sword? Yeah, it's complete garbage. Shield, okay, to be fair, shield is complete garbage too, but hammer and staff are so good. and there's just not a thing I can do about it. Didn't get the Snake Witch play. I wonder, just didn't have it in hand, I suppose. Gonna get the island away a thing, and then I don't know how much of this is money. Some of it is money, I think. And then maybe it's not. Maybe it's just assorted actions. There's another duchy in there, and probably not an estate. Maybe some of it's money. Maybe just be some unplayed silk merchants. One copper. It's exciting. I'll simply invade 10 times. Not 10 times. I'll invade 4 times. And be done. It's just that easy. What would it take for me to win? Is there any stacking or shuffling that could do it? Almost certainly not. I'm going to try this just because it was 3 crappy cards. It may not have been correct. Cannot find the... Well... Okay. Is there anything... Is there a world where I invade 4 times? I have 7, 10, 13. Yeah, it looks close. Looks so close that you can taste it. I could get enough buys from something, but if you had a lot of buys, you could do these guys, which would be kind of interesting. What is the cavalry situation? I also don't have any points, but that's why you would need these states. You only need $12 for those, which is not a huge amount. I guess I'm playing for some kind of dud, which doesn't feel all that real, but what else can you do? The jewels. The family jewel. That doesn't look like a dud to me. Does it look like a dud to anybody else? 4 horses, Margrave, Honey Lodge. Anyone else getting dud vibes from this hand? All right. Okay. I'll very briefly, so that I'm not a liar. Yeah, that was a good... I had good middle, and I had good luck, and I just was sloppy at the end of games. which is not how you like to go out, but it is how I went out. So the first one I want to check out is this monkey thing. We're going to have to go back to the start of the... Okay. So the question is there a 3-pile and what does it look like? Maybe very easy. I'm going to start with these guys. I'm just going to mess around with the farmer's market line because it might allow us to get some extra king's courts, which I think is probably pretty huge for the possibilities. Probably need to sprinkle in okay, this poet does miss immediately, which isn't great. The nice thing about, excuse me, the nice thing about the farmer's market, of course, is that I guess it didn't matter that it missed, is that it gets you these points as well. The bad thing about the farmer's market, maybe we hold 2 of them. Trying to think what the monkey play looks like. We still are looking for 3 piles, which is a lot of piles to be trying to do. Not a small number of piles. I guess you go for all the monkey play. I don't know. This is the weird part. Yeah, you don't even get a... Yeah, that's not great. I guess you could get another $1. What do you need, like 2 workshops? And then you're trying to blaze through these? Yeah, this is just... The problem is the draw is not there either. This turn is obviously not good enough. So, okay. So then the real question isn't about whether... It's about whether there's some things I can lower and score without JNails immediately winning. And that, I don't know. It's too complicated for this analysis. I don't see a win. Maybe I missed a win. You can't... What does it take to journey and king's court? I have 7, so you need $11, which is like 2 silvers is the quickest way to do that. We can try another line, I guess. I am looking there, Tracer. Maybe I need the silver. This is getting me... This is a little more promising, I would say. I don't know if it's enough more promising. Now I'm just clicking stuff at random, which isn't necessarily all that good of a thing to do, but... I am curious what the line is. This is getting me King's Court Journey. Is a little nicer. I just don't need the monkey, do I? So where I gain the monkey, that one's not needed. Because you're only drawing pretty small number of cards. And you get 3 off this monkey, don't you? No, you don't. But you get 3 the next turn. Or you keep getting monkey. Opponent monkey stuff. You almost need to leave the workers' village too. Or at least gain 1, I guess. You wouldn't have to leave it. Okay, here's an attempt. There's no reason not to use one of these to get the last workshop also. Or the last couple workshops. Okay, here's another attempt which may be more promising. Well, it's still just 6 gains. Well, we can get farmers markets, I guess, or bishops. Tracer says it's there, it must exist. But I sure don't know what it is. I would take a hint. I suspect you do need to. Well, apparently it is there, LG. So we're going to save a king. I guess that makes sense to try and get the triple. I wonder if you save even more, like don't do any of them. That's interesting. That's interesting as a concept. Just to do a huge number of kings. That could be cute. Right. And just you're splitting your King's Court powers. So you do have to have stuff to hit them with. That's interesting. I wonder if that works. Just do something. I may still have to king one of them, because this is looking a little short. Okay. All right. Never mind. My idea of Tracer's Hint was not correct. So he's still king, but he did use a king farmer's market. Wonder if that's all it takes is one of them. I might as well load it. If I had an easy way, I would probably just load up the game number at this point. Maybe it's a bishop. This does give us enough money to do some things. Everybody loves doing some things. And you want to play, you want to make sure and ox the monkeys that you're not using, probably. This is already kind of looking a little more promising. Oh, right, but I still don't have the... Well, this gives us 9. Maybe this just works. This is just a tie, or a losing tie. We're on the cent now, though. I mean, not a losing tie, a regular person's tie. It's cool, I guess. I mean... Okay. Were there other buys we could do at the end of this? Or gains on the... A gain a workers' village. Alright, let's see if this changed anything. Because you can gain and play that, so that may free up the gain. Well, not exactly, but... No, it does. I mean, it... Well, but you need 3 workers' villages in there to play. Or not workers' villages, workshops, rather. Okay, new plan. We're going to leave 3 workshops. We're getting maybe close. This might be it. Okay. No. We need to leave 3 of them. Where do I keep doing this stupid thing? Okay. Okay, okay. This is how I wanted to do this. Whether it's correct remains to be seen. I'm not going to be able to play. I think it's still going to be short, but maybe I'm wrong about the math. Yeah, this is short in the same way. Or a similar way, rather. Alright, I think I just have to look. I got to a tie, but I didn't get to a win. I have to load up an incognito and look at. Maybe the bishop is the missing mark. You get a farmer's market instead, and king in on the second turn. You may get some money, get points. That would be the other thing to look at. Did I gain? This is unfortunately definitely hard enough that you couldn't map it. Or at least I can't map it across the 2 turns. You can get the check and test, but I would never have gotten it. Oh, I probably need the workers village, not the poet. Well, we're approaching something, whatever it might be. Oh, right, the well, whatever. We'll see what this does. We still don't have the point. Oh, right, we needed a the idea was that we would get points somehow or something. Nobody really knows. This is for sure not going to be it. If we're going this line, it might as well be a bishop. This is not going to be it. By any stretch. It's actually not that far. All right. This has been fun, but we're just gonna load up Tracer's game. Oh, well, yeah, we'll just load it up on mine. I was gonna do it in I need to have my account though. let's just look at Tracer's Mastery. King, workshop, farmer's market. Plays the workers' village, draws that crap. Plays the king and plays the farmer's market. Okay, we were up to that. We had done some of those things. Gains a workshop, gains a farmer's market. Plays the poet. And this is good because this is all guaranteed thus far. Does go ahead and get the 4th on that. Workshop, workers, village, workers, plays my attorney. You can buy 2 workshops with the 2nd farmer's market play. Okay. And then that gets us to just a straightforward workshop. Does have to get, so the farmer's market, the 3rd farmer's market is the points. Bishop not involved. All right, let's see if I can play it from my memory. Just so we can see it, played out one time. So then this was like that, I believe. This blows up or goes away anyway. I think he played the monkeys. He played both of these for workers' villages. And then we had Journey, King's Court, double workshop. I bet I can play it from this point. This one is interesting because maybe you don't need it. I was going to say you don't have the King's Court in hand, but if playing a workers' village is okay, then, it's all okay. Am I missing something again already? No, here it is. Okay. And then you get 4 points. You win by 1. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So the speculation, well, the first time I tried farmer's market, I just went all in on it. That was not it. But you did need some. Okay. All right. Hope you enjoyed watching me click around, but we had to resort to using Tracer's brain. I think this was a rough match, only from the perspective. It wasn't frustrating in the way Dominion can be frustrating because, truthfully, I was given plenty of opportunities. It was frustrating from the perspective of me blowing it, but that's how it goes sometimes. Not all the play was bad by any means because I was in good positions, but couldn't close them out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the match. I'll see y'all later.